In this video, I am going to talk about data types in Go language. Go language, as mentioned, is a statically typed language. That means it is the variables once type is defined, it can only store the type of that, it can only store data of that type. When if you declare integer, it can only use it to store integer values but not the string values. Okay, like that. So Go has three basic data types. One is boolean, numeric and string. With numeric, integer values, integer types, floating point values and complex types. And boolean represents boolean values either true or false. String as a set of characters as a string value. So let us let us go through one by one. Let us understand what is a boolean type and how do we use boolean in the system in our programming development. A boolean data type is declared with a bool keyword which can only take values true or false. The default value is false. Okay, we have already seen in our earlier videos. So either we declare with where bool and then true, or declare bool equal true, or declare variable and use that later and the inference value with the parameter, right? So now let us run this. See, whatever we have declared and assigned the values true, and it doesn't have any value, by default it is false, then b4 has a value which is true. You see here, so all true, false, all values which we have assigned is displayed here. Okay, so let us actually go deep dive into this one, right, with other data types. So most frequently used data type is integer is one of the type. Go integer data types, it has signed integers and there are unsigned integers. That means signed means it has both positive and negative values, as well as unsigned, it can only store non-negative numbers. Okay, so let us see this. The default type for integer is int. If you don't specify type, the type will be int. So let us see where where x int 500, where y int minus 4500. This is a negative value, and we are printing the type and value as we have seen that, right? If you run it, you will see here, the type is int and value, and type is int and value minus 4500. No special explanation required, it is a self-explanatory. And then int depends on platform, 32-bit systems and 64-bit for 64-bit systems, and a very huge value here. Similarly, int 8 bits, int 16 bits, and int 32 bits, and int 64 bits. You can specify specifically. Otherwise, the int, if you declare only int, whatever the system supports, it will be default of that one. And unsigned int, uint is a unsigned int. Okay, so if you declare it and then you see here uint, it is declared as uint, and for example, if you give minus 500, what will happen? Let us see. You see, you cannot give a negative value for an unsigned, right? So you will not be able to compile the program. It will give an error message. Uint again, it will be in the different formats. You want 8 bits, 16 bits, 32 bits or 64 bits. By default it is based on your system. If it is 32, it will be 32 bit operating system, then it will be 32 bit. 64 system, it will be 64. So yeah, so if you have declared 8, then it is 8 bit, right? So you should not go beyond. So whenever you are using the value, it should be in that range only. If it is beyond that, it will not be able to hold and garbage value, or actually compiler will not be able to take it up. Okay, so remember that is these are general programming concepts, and you will see this in any other programming language also. Okay, but if you are a beginner and you are here first time, so understand these concepts. What is the length of that particular data type, and you can assign only values in that range only. Beyond that, it is a garbage, and the system will not behave as it is expected. The float type, as it is mentioned, it is in the it will hold decimal points also, and the range is like this: 3.4 e to the power of 38 to the negative to the positive. Similarly 64. Okay, so only within this range you can use it. The default type is float 64. Float 32, you don't have to again need explanation. That is 32 bit, as we have seen, 32 bit range and 64 bit range. Okay, so based on your requirement, you can use that float. You want to test it, let us use this one. So type float, this is the value we assigned. Type float is v, percentage v, and we have got the exact value what we have written. Okay, so now let us go to the last topic, which is string data type. It is a important thing, and in our programs we use a string quite frequently. So we have created 3 variables: text1, text2, text3, hello in 1, blank in 2, and world1 and 3. And let us see what is the type and what is the value with percentage v. Right, let us test and see it. We have been doing this, and now we are familiar with what to do, how to do. Right, you see, the first value is hello one, that we already know. Second is blank, and the third one is string and the word one. So it is printed as expected. So going forward, when we are actually doing a large program, right, at the end we will work on one project, and when we have that project, we will utilize all these concepts, and we will explain more in detail. But these are the fundamental concepts, and you can watch repeatedly to understand the data types. So that is all about data types, and wait for the next videos. I am going to talk about GoRS in the next video, and we will discuss in detail. And if you have any doubts, go and visit my earlier videos with all the concepts of Go language, and start practicing in your local setup. Download Golang, and also Golang, and also download source code viewer, MS VS Code, and then practice as much as possible. And thanks for watching, and for further videos, keep subscribing, and subscribe to my channel, give a comment, share this video, and keep watching.